Heyo guys, Crash Thompson here. So like every gaming channel and their dog, I wanted to, do the usual thing and do a year-end best of list of sorts. But here's the thing, this really isn't the ideal year for me to do something like that. I mean, we only just started this channel smack in the middle of last year, and if I'm being honest, I didn't actually play a ton of new games this time out. I spent a lot of the year catching up with a lot of the stuff I missed, plus in hammering this channel into existence while also trying to keep things balanced over on the Rock Critic. Like I said, I just didn't have a lot of time to play a lot of new stuff. I actually wouldn't be able to make a worst games of the year list simply because I didn't play a ton of crap. Probably the worst game that would show up on a list like that would be Mighty Number 9, and what more can I say about that one, But I've had some people request a video like this, and there were some real gems I'd love to spend some time just rambling on and on about, like I do. So since we're in a bit of a downtime anyway until Resident Evil 7 comes out, I figured I'd throw something together kinda quickish. So here's my top 8-ish games of 2016, but I didn't play a lot of stuff, so it's far from comprehensive, and oh boy, this is gonna be a real lark, isn't it? Yeah, I bet this one isn't gonna make a lot of year-end lists, huh? Like I said, I didn't get a chance to play a ton of new titles, and well, yeah, this one is not new with a vengeance, but I'm a big fan of the original Duke 3D, and I felt like Gearbox actually did a good job with this re-release. It plays terrifically, the timeline reset after deaths is a welcome addition that helps the game be immensely more newbie-friendly, and it's good that we finally have a good console port of this game. Seriously, I've been waiting for the chance to play Duke 3D on my TV with a good old-fashioned controller for decades now, and since this sure as hell didn't make the cut, it's nice to have a hassle-free Duke port whenever I'm in the mood to just kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of gum. You see what it did there? Said the thing the guy says they stole from that other thing, and wow, this is a waste of time. Never said it! Yeah, I know I wasn't exactly charitable while reviewing this game, and I'd still say it's way more flawed than most people are willing to acknowledge. But that doesn't mean I didn't have fun with this one, stealthing around in a gorgeously rendered steampunk locale, plotting and stalking your targets, taking out enemies in a myriad of different styles and fashions. To me, Dishonored is the unofficial successor to the Thief games. Again, especially since that last proper Thief title didn't exactly cut it. While Arcane inadvertently threw a few wrenches into the cogworks of what was a near flawless title, I still probably had more fun with this game than most stealth titles I played over the last few years, and some of the new innovations they threw in actually were pretty cool. The Clockwork Mansion level, for example, the level where you skip between time periods, all astounding twists to help keep the gameplay engaging and fresh. I may prefer the first title, but this is a series that is just glowing with potential, and yeah, I'm still totally looking forward to whatever the hell they do in Dishonored 3. Number 6! Fury was a game I got for free 1 month on PS Plus. I hadn't heard of it, and truth be told, it spent a lot of time on my hard drive just gathering dust. Or whatever the digital equivalent of that is. But once I did get around to playing it, holy God, was it worth the price of admission. Again, not the best choice of phrase. You get what I'm saying at. This game's good. Fury is basically a combination of third-person boss rush style melee combat, overhead bullet hell shooter, and puzzle game. Every encounter is a test of skill, precision, and mostly timing, and unlocking the key to defeating your enemies is just as much fun as utilizing those strategies to take them down. Plus, the game is coded in a bright, colorful, futuristic, trippy as fuck art style, and an absolutely gripping electronica and techno soundtrack to help drive the atmosphere home. As far as indie titles go, this one is more than worth the price of admission, even if you did pay money for this. I mean, since January is gonna be mostly a catch-up month for a lot of people anyway, I say dig this one out if you haven't already. It's totally worth spending some time with. Number 5! Yeah, I'll bet a lot of people didn't see this one coming. Again, this is partially due to the fact that I didn't play a ton of stuff. If I had the chance to play some of the more astounding titles I'd heard about throughout the year, I'll bet I probably wouldn't have space for this. But you know, I really want to give this title its due. Is it flawed? Hell yes, perhaps greatly, but it's still a beautiful, masterful game that deserves at least one playthrough. And while the camera, yes, is eternally frustrating, and the character controls are downright befuddling at times, the satisfying puzzles and breathtaking visuals make this a very compelling title. Team Ico fans definitely need to pick this one up, and even for the rest of you, I would recommend this at a price drop, or as a rental at least. It's probably not going to be something you'll revisit over and over again, but it's worth at least one good spin. Number 4! Oh, fuck. Number 4! Look, I know this game has a lot of problems. It didn't really need to be open world. The original's cool cartoony art style and minimalist story were sacrificed on the altar of AAA marketability and a needless upgrade system that withheld standard abilities from the first game for no other reason than 'cause modern games does it. I get it, but as a gigantic fan of the original Mirror's Edge, there was a part of me that just loved the hell out of Catalyst. It was so much fun parkouring around the rooftops of this clean, futuristic neo-dystopia that I was willing to look past its flaws and just enjoy the game for what it was. The core mechanics of the original were still there, and they were a blast to utilize yet again. It just sucks that EA has pretty much zero faith in this franchise. But seriously, Mirror's Edge has the potential to be one of the best goddamn modern game series of our times. If EA would just nut up and devote some proper love and attention to it. EA basically spent most of the year pretending this game didn't even exist, spending next to no time or money marketing it and releasing it smack dab in the middle of E3 to die like an ignored puppy falling off a rooftop. I guess Faith Connors is just never gonna get her proper time in the sun. Well, I still prefer the original game to this one, just for its streamlined approach and all of the things it does more effectively. This title was still ripping great fun, and if you're a fan of the original, you should definitely check it out. I mean, it's dirt fucking cheap again, so you may as well. Fucking EA, I swear to God. Number 3! Man, Playdead Studios is certainly a one-trick pony of sorts, aren't they? But I'm not complaining. I'll be damned if they aren't the absolute best at that particular trick. Inside is a very short game. In fact, I was able to beat it in just a few hours, but it's a gripping, haunting, and genuinely unsettling and tragic narrative that'll have you completely engaged from start to finish. It's a game that certainly compares a lot to their previous title, Limbo, in that respect, but its puzzle design feels much less cheap and frustrating, and its environmental design is much better at providing you with clues on how to progress. It's still a challenging game, but when you get stuck, it doesn't feel like it's for cheap reasons. Limbo did have a bit of that. Really, the biggest setback this title has is ultimately its criminally short length. I would recommend getting this one at a sale or at a discount, but man, even if you do have to go whole hog on this one, I doubt you'll regret the time and money you spent on it. It's totally worth it either way. It does such an exquisite job at conveying mood and telling a story without dialogue that it puts most AAA heavily polished cutscenes to shame. And the twist near the end, oh, yeesh. This is a great example of an art game done right. If there even is still any kind of argument to be had that games are art, then this is a strong argument for that cause. This is an art game done exquisitely well. Number Boy, I should change my name from Crash Thompson to Unoriginal Jones, right? Yeah, this game is showing up on everyone's best of the year lists, but guys, it's really just that good of a game, okay? Doom was one of 2 games that breathed all new life into the first-person shooter genre, and this one, ironically enough, did it by reminding us of all the old-school elements that shooters had that they had lost over the years. No helplessly dire, self-serious story, no regenerating health and slavish devotion to cover systems, no groaning and overwrought attempts to capture realism, just good old-fashioned running, gunning, and fun-ning. While Doom isn't exactly perfect, its multiplayer was better than most people said it was, but it still wasn't great. And Snap Map, look, I know a lot of people praise this thing, but I do not see what you people see in it. But really, Doom is on the list more for what it isn't than what it is. It isn't the same old garbage recycled in a different package. It isn't a game that bilks you with microtransactions and DLC and constant never-ending updates that just add things to the game that should have been there in the first place. It's simple, straightforward, fun. I mean, remember when games could just be fun? That's what Doom is. Doom is a lot of fun. Number 1! Yeah, again, no alarms and no surprises here, but god damn it, this game was so good, and I loved it so much. Hell, I love this game so much, one of its stupidest memes became a permanent fixture on my show. Yeah, you better believe I love me some Overwatch. But what else can I say about this game, despite its glaring flaws? Its crappy fee-to-pay elements, its piecemeal, barely established lore and characters, and not to mention Blizzard's fairly pokey release schedule for new content. I was absolutely taken in by this title. Like, you guys don't even want to know how many hours I spent playing this goddamn thing. But I feel like it's totally justified because the game was that engaging and compelling. This was a mold-breaking game for me. This was the game that got me into online multiplayer titles. This was the game that got me into competitive shooters. This game is the reason I got a PS Plus subscription, and it's gonna be a big part of the reason why I renew my subscription in the upcoming months. I haven't had this much fun with a game period in years. So yeah, it should be only fair that it gets my Game of the Year for 2016. Again, big fucking surprise there, I know, but god damn it, sometimes the mainstream is part of the mainstream because, yeah, it's really that good, and it does truly deserve the accolades. And I guess that seals it on my Games of the Year. Cool. Again, 2016 was our infancy year over here, so there just wasn't much I could talk about, really, so forgive me if this is a little stripped down, a little unpolished and whatnot. Hopefully in 2017 I'll be able to get my hands on way more things, and maybe we can do something a little more fleshed out next time around. Something a bit like more proper video game reviewer style. Cool? Cool. Although that means... shit, that means I'll probably have to play more shitty games too, doesn't it? Oh, god damn it. Fuck it. Video games were a mistake! Oh, God.